Hello and welcome back to my channel where today I'm reviewing the latest James Cameron epic, his follow-up to the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar: The Way of Water. The film stars Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, Sigourney Weaver, and Stephen Lang, among many other really wonderful motion capture performances, and follows the Sully family. Now, Neytiri and Jake have 4 children, and what happens when Miles Quaritch, who has now been avatared, is coming out for revenge after the events of the last film, forcing the Sully clan to find refuge within the Metkayina tribe, the Water Na'vi, which finds us meeting new characters like Ronal, played by Kate Winslet, as they prepare for the Sky People's revenge on the planet of Pandora. Now, this film treads through a dazzling 3-hour prologue of repetitive, if still engaging, themes. You know, at many points this feels like at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, when you have that wonderful prologue by Cate Blanchett, who's doing the voiceover to establish the story. That's kind of what this whole film feels like for the subsequent Avatar sequels. Everything in the art direction, just stunned in its visual specificity. I really felt that I was swimming with the Na'vi, and just he's able to create such vivid imagery that really stuck with me and made me want to experience alongside them. I thought all of these characters were really interesting. I loved how they reacted to each other, how they interacted with the world around them. I thought the performances were really great. I really enjoyed exploring the differences between all of them, especially in how they all take on the role of being a child of either Jake Sully and Neytiri or of the Metkayina. He understands that for you to care about what's happening in Pandora, you have to care about Pandora itself. And I think on that front, he succeeds wholeheartedly. However, the visuals do have to be working towards something thematically always, and I feel that too often what's here was too obvious. Like, yes, the environment is important. You told us in 2009, Jim, change it up a bit. And I don't think changing up the ecosystem from the forest to the oceans is that much of a change. He gives you just the bare essentials to forge that connection, but it was enough for me to feel committed to this journey. I really didn't mind the pace. Now, I do think that, again, some of the stuff, it gets a little meandering, a little tedious, just because there are certain things that he just does over and over again. Like the kids get kidnapped by Miles Quaritch, the villain, twice in the movie. I mean, there's literally a line when Jake Sully and Neytiri's youngest daughter says, "I can't believe I got taken or kidnapped again." Like, come on, Jim. Like, you can do it once. I mean, if he did some of these things just once, I think this movie would maybe be an appropriate length. Yet a story of this magnitude should have more weighted momentum, and I felt that there were many points where Cameron didn't connect the narrative dots that would have injected a little bit more urgency to the second act. We are just exploring the Metkayina, exploring the waters of Pandora, and the movie gets away with it because, again, there's such artistry in how he depicts, how he visualizes these ocean tribes and our relationship to them. So I would have liked a little bit more rising tension to the film, but what's here is serviceable for the story. I do think, though, that it would have benefited the movie, I think, a lot if there was a clear central protagonist and point of view. It's very clearly an ensemble piece, which could work as we go further in the story. You know, this could have the Age of Ultron effect of the later films supporting this one better. But in the moment, this suffers a little bit in its singularity because I didn't know whose story this belonged to specifically. At many points, a growing sense of uncanny pleasure rises from this film because ultimately most of this is manipulated. It's fake in search of real, which I think is why Cameron connects these films to spirituality as he tries to counterbalance the lack of visible human experience. I do wonder, having not really seen humans at all, you know, we see the blue avatars, if that does affect the connection you could have with this story, because you're not seeing humans go through this experience. You're seeing humanoid-like figures, but there is a difference, especially in their wider eyes. There's such an affinity for the environment and forming a rhythm with the world around you in a movie where you're surrounded by nothing tangible. So this could feel very contradictory if it didn't feel real. Something about Pandora just feels real, and maybe it's just the proficiency of the artists that are working on it, that they are managed to create such a vivid world. but it does feel real with moments of awe that connect to base human desires. Many people will say that being broad is a detriment to your story, but I think there's an admirability in its broadness. As it's able to reach more people, it's able to see them in a way that we want Hollywood films to see us. And because of that, I think many people will enjoy Avatar: The Way of Water because so many people can see themselves in these characters and in the world of Pandora itself. We like universality despite the myth that it is, and Cameron approaches this wish with little hubris, serving as the magician who desperately wants to show you how the magic trick works. He is an inviting filmmaker, and I accepted his invitation. He's the rare filmmaker to fully understand cinema in its purest form to be an experience. Film is the specific art form, it is the creation of a specific piece of work, but cinema is all encompassing. It is the feelings you get, it is the emotional journey that film is able to just inspire within you, and I think he understands the power of an experience that you can have in tandem with film. And because of that, he creates a sensorial sensation of cinematic immersion. So that's my review for Avatar: The Way of Water. I'm looking forward to the future of Pandora and all of these sequels. I love seeing such an impassioned filmmaker with Cameron behind the wheel here. And yeah, I think this is a film that definitely has some things to be desired in the script. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a movie that I just so want to keep reliving and experiencing. I think the characters and their relationships with each other are so wholesome that it's a movie that you kind of don't want to hate. So that is my review. Let me know your thoughts on Avatar: The Way of Water. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to not miss any new videos from Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.